The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you. The great thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. Science replaces private prejudice with public, verifiable evidence. There is real poetry in the real world. Science is the poetry of reality. Faith is the great cop-out, the great excuse to evade the need to think and evaluate evidence. By all means, let's be open-minded, but not so open-minded that our brains drop out. The meme for blind faith secures its own perpetuation by the simple unconscious expedient of discouraging rational inquiry. Religion teaches the dangerous nonsense that death is not the end. We are all atheists about most of the gods that humanity has ever believed in. Some of us just go one god further. We are survival machines, robot vehicles blindly programmed to preserve the selfish molecules known as genes. The essence of life is statistical and probability on a colossal scale. There is something infantile in the presumption that somebody else has a responsibility to give your life meaning and point. DNA neither cares nor knows. DNA just is, and we dance to its music. Do not indoctrinate your children. Teach them how to think, how to evaluate evidence, and how to disagree with you. Let children learn about the wonders of science and the awe-inspiring realities of the universe. The internet provides a level playing field for the most bizarre of conspiracy theories and the most sensible ideas. Ignorance is no crime, but spreading ignorance is a crime against the future of the human species. Real education teaches you how to think, not what to think. We are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they are never going to be born. The chances of your existence are infinitesimally small. Celebrate the miracle of life by living it fully. The universe doesn't owe us comfort, fairness, or meaning. It's up to us to find our own. The human mind evolved to believe in gods. It did not evolve to believe in biology. One of the truly bad effects of religion is that it teaches us that it is a virtue to be satisfied with not understanding. Faith can be very, very dangerous, and deliberately to implant it into the vulnerable mind of an innocent child is a grievous wrong. Religion is about turning untested belief into uncheckable truth through the power of institutions and the passage of time. I am against religion because it teaches us to be satisfied with not understanding the world. To fill the gap left by the mysteries of the universe with the God is intellectually lazy. Scientific beliefs are supported by evidence, and they get results. Myths and faiths are not and do not. The truth is more magical in the best and most exciting sense of the word than any myth or made-up mystery or miracle. The feeling of awe and wonder that science can give us is one of the highest experiences of which the human psyche is capable. Nature is not cruel, only pitilessly indifferent. This is one of the hardest lessons for humans to learn. We are digital archives of millions of years of genetic experimentation. The universe we observe has precisely the properties we should expect if there is, at bottom, no design, no purpose, no evil, no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. Life has no higher purpose than to perpetuate the survival of DNA. Life has no design, no purpose, no evil, no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. Life has no higher purpose than to perpetuate the survival of DNA. Life has no design, no purpose, no evil, no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. You can't help being in awe when you contemplate the mysteries of the universe, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. The theory of evolution is one of the great ideas to occur to the human mind, and it unites the biological sciences into a single framework. If you look at the way the body is constructed, you can see that it evolved, rather than being designed by a deity. We humans are an extremely improbable product of evolution, as much an accident of history as anything else. We humans are an extremely improbable product of evolution, as much an accident of history as anything else. The survival of genes is the primary driver of evolution, and organisms are merely temporary vehicles for this process. Let us try to teach generosity and altruism because we are born selfish. We need to learn to think for ourselves, rather than relying on dogma handed down to us from tradition. Morality is not derived from religion, it precedes it. Being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead. The fact that we can empathize and cooperate is one of the most wonderful aspects of human nature. Gods are fragile things. They may be killed by a whiff of science or a dose of common sense. I am against religion because it teaches us to be satisfied with a false explanation. The God of the Old Testament is arguably the most unpleasant character in all fiction, jealous and proud of it. A petty, unjust, unforgiving control freak. Religions survive because they exploit our gullibility. Faith is belief without evidence and reason. Coincidentally, that's also the definition of delusion. Science is the most profound source of spirituality. The total amount of suffering per year in the natural world is beyond all decent contemplation. If something is true, no amount of wishful thinking will change it. The world and our understanding of it expand when we embrace evidence and science rather than superstition. Nature is neither kind nor cruel. She is neither against suffering nor for happiness. Her rules are simple, but the consequences are vast and complex. The fact that we are alive is a wonderful accident in the grand tapestry of the universe. We are an advanced breed of monkeys, on a minor planet of a very average star. But we can understand the universe, and that makes us something very special. What are all of us but a collection of trillions of cells, working together by chance and necessity? The universe doesn't care about us, but it gives us the tools to care about each other. The improbability of life does not imply design. It implies the wonder of evolution. Teach children how to think, not what to think. Ignorance is a solvable problem, but dogma is not. The beauty of a living thing is not the atoms that go into it, but the way those atoms are put together. The best kind of education is one that fosters curiosity and encourages questioning. The freedom to ask questions and challenge ideas is the very essence of science. Evolution is the only theory that explains the diversity of life with incredible precision and evidence. Genes are the replicators, and organisms are the survival machines. Natural selection has no foresight, no intentions, and no morality. We are not just evolved creatures, we are the storytellers of our evolution. Life results from the non-random survival of randomly varying replicators. Religion discourages questioning by claiming it has all the answers. Science thrives on questions and doubts. When one person suffers from a delusion, it is called insanity. When many people suffer from a delusion, it is called religion. Faith means belief in something without evidence, which should not be a virtue but a flaw. Religion has nothing useful to teach us about the origin of the universe or morality. The more you understand the significance of evolution, the more you are pushed away from the agnostic position and toward atheism. Science is about getting closer to truth, not creating comforting illusions. The universe doesn't owe us understanding, yet science brings us closer to it every day. The universe as we understand it through science is far more spectacular than any creation myth. Mysteries are exciting when they lead to discovery, not when they are swept under the carpet of faith. We are a species of ape living on a small planet, orbiting an unremarkable star in an ordinary galaxy. The tragedy of human existence is that we know so much and yet so little about the mysteries of the universe. It's better to grasp the universe as it really is than to persist in delusion, however satisfying and reassuring. Science illuminates the darkest corners of our ignorance and replaces them with understanding.